Hello and welcome to another episode of Practical IT. In tonight's episode, we are going to take a look at an install of NextCloud. Not only will we bring up the server, but we will also install the client on Linux, macOS, and Windows. So let's see how long it takes us to get from start to finish and have a working product. All right, we'll start with the server installation. I've set up the basic settings for the virtual machine, so we're going to go ahead and launch and do the install. This is Ubuntu 18.04 LTS server. And the install is pretty straightforward. And here we go. English. Layout and variant for keyboard is fine. Applying config. Install Ubuntu. Yes, we're going to use DHCP. That's good. No proxy. Use the entire disk. The VirtualBox disk. And everything is okay. We're going to accept the default partitioning scheme. And we'll continue. And it'll push through the rest of the install here rather quickly. Contrary to many of my videos, I am letting this run at normal speed. So this will be potentially a little bit longer of a video, but this is the actual speed of a VM on my system, and so we'll make do with that. Alright, this is getting pretty close to the end. We'll have to restart. And when we come back up, we'll go on to the next phase of our install process tonight. Reboot now. Alright, we can go ahead and log in. Maybe. Okay, so we're good there. Alright, so to install our NextCloud server, we're going to use the snap package. So we're going to say sudo snap install NextCloud. Enter the password. And this will just take a moment or two. Alright, we have NextCloud installed. The base part of the install is done. We're going to find out our IP address. And we're on 172.16.74.124. Alright, from here, minimize the server. And we'll come over here to Firefox window. 124. And we've got our own cloud screen to start finishing the setup. So we're going to build an admin user. And say finish setup. A little odd for it to be taking this long. There we go. So it prompts you, you've got desktop apps and mobile apps. Right now we'll grab the desktop app for the Mac. And we'll save that. And while that's saving, once we get it into downloads, We'll just save it here. Okay, we do need to jump back here, and we need to create a user so I'm not logging in as admin all the time. And so now we've got our user there. We come to files. We've got some included files from the install. So that's all good. We want to come back to over here, downloads, and we want to find our NextCloud, and we'll run this. Continue, install. And we've now got that installed. So move that to trash, and we can launch our NextCloud. Application and server address. And for some reason it doesn't like that. There we go. And that's fine. It's going to create a local folder called NextCloud, and we'll say connect, and we'll open the local folder, which is our NextCloud folder. So this shows us the same things that we've got installed on our NextCloud. So that's all good, but I know a lot of you out there are Windows users. So let's fire up our Windows machine. And log in. And we will launch Chrome. All right. Can't type tonight. Okay, so we've logged into the web interface, and we're Apps are actually apps you can install on NextCloud. We just want, actually there's an easier way to do this. Do PowerShell admin, and we're going to say good old chocolatey for the win. This installed in just a moment, and we will then connect to our NextCloud server, and then we'll run through the install on a Linux machine. Actually, let's get that started in parallel. We will fire up this other virtual machine. Full screen right now. Okay, so the Windows install has finished. So let's do NextCloud is right there on top. Take that and do the same thing we did on Mac. Connect it. It's going to sync. We're just going to open local folder and finish. And so again, we've got what we've got on the NextCloud server. So we will go ahead and minimize this. And we are almost booted up. And we're going to go to the command line on this, and in 3 commands we will get the NextCloud client for Linux set up, and we will have finished a server install for Ubuntu 18.04, the snap install of NextCloud, and client installation on Windows, Linux, and macOS in what appears to more than likely be less than 25 minutes. So alright, so our first command, sudo add apt repository PPA : NextCloud -devs /client. Alright, sudo apt update. Which there shouldn't be much in the line of update since it's a brand new release. Alright, and sudo apt install NextCloud -client. And okay, well, let's see. A little brute force. Gotta tell the computer sometimes that you're in charge and not it. And we still might make our 25-minute deadline. Okay. Now we should be able to launch the NextCloud desktop client, which should look very familiar by this point. Connect, open local folder, finish, and once again we have the same items that are saved on our NextCloud install synced to our local machine. So we made it under 25 minutes. This is a crash course in installing from scratch NextCloud on Ubuntu Server 18.04 LTS. We also installed the client on Windows 10, the latest version of macOS, and Ubuntu 18.04 desktop. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up, click the bell for notifications. Please feel free to leave comments. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great night.